that Will Smith is sexually open, and that they do this various things and the other. Definitely the degree of human brutality. Think this I feel that I think this I feel. That what has it been similar to for you? No doubt that was a horrendous night, As you can envision, wow, most times charges against Will Smith are doing the rounds on the web. Yet this time, it's Will Smith doling out the allegations, and obviously he is going for. In all honesty, Quincy Jones, why you ask? Well, it might have something to do with Quincy turning both him and Tupac gay. These charges are totally crazy, so we should research this. I lost it, you know. And I think about what I would agree that you simply never understand what someone's going through Hollywood odds, or you knew about Quincy Jones. He's an unbelievable figure, prestigious as a maker, performer, and lyricist, procuring him the merited title of the Dark Guardian of the business. Quincy's celebrated lifetime flaunts joint efforts with symbols like Plain Sinatra, Aretha Franklin, Rufus, and Chaka Khan, and the notable Michael Jackson. Yet this industry titan has reliably wound up in the media spotlight with his sexuality under a microscope from them in their mentorship return, and go on the web, and read where Tupac said he was asked by Quincy Jones to him in the demonstration. All through the years, hypotheses and conversations about Quincy's sexual inclinations have seethed on the web. And past it has for some time been supposed that he utilized his leverage to pressure men into same-sex connections, promising distinction in fortune. Consequently, the shameful idea of these claims might cause a stir, yet the degree of Quincy's heartfelt traps seems vast in the midst of the host of names entrapped in Quincy Jones' snare of sentiment. Two sorts stand apart as the most discussed: Tupac and Will Smith. For a really long time, murmurs have flowed proposing that Quincy controlled these skilled people, driving them into close experiences with him. The obscured lines of their associations with Quincy significantly affected both Tupac and Will, as they ended up trapped in the tempest of his endeavors to shape them in his own picture. Maybe you review Tupac's noteworthy meeting, where he fearlessly uncovered Quincy Jones' lewd gestures. It was a snapshot of weakness, revealing insight into a side of the dark backup parent that had stayed concealed for a really long time, in an uncommon look into the inward functions of the music business. Keisha Cole additionally disclosed a frightening disclosure about the amazing rapper's arrangements before his terrible end in 1996. Tupac had secret goals to say goodbye to Death Row Records and set out on another melodic excursion with. As a matter of fact, Quincy Jones' distinguished Mark Cole shared she at first was acquainted with Death Row by MC Mallet. This was where she met Tupac in shoes, night prime supporter of the name Objective. The stage was set for a pivotal experience, as the few days of Mike Tyson's scandalous Vegas battle unfurled, matching with the unfortunate evening of Tupac's shooting. And it wasn't Cole who ended up entwined in this turbulent story. Tupac's life partner, Keita Jones, and Cole's own sibling, a rapper from The Fugitives, were additionally around with a demeanor of wistfulness. Cole described the cozy discussion she had with Tupac during those vital minutes he needed to sign me to Quincy when he was with Kadada, Quincy's girl. She uncovered her voice loaded up with feeling he planned to leave Death Row and go to sign with Quincy. He believed that me should go around there, since he said that Death Row was not the spot for youngsters, but rather, regardless of whether Scar isn't around to affirm the bits of gossip about his supposed relationship with Quincy, Will's supposed tricks unquestionably give much more food to thought. Some even recommend that he is presently viewed as a gay watchman in the business, continuing in the strides of Diddy and Quincy. For setting, there was a considerable amount of show and hypothesis continuing in regards to Will Smith and his supposed back in 2020, and Trisha Paytas was at the focal point, all things considered. In a video on her YouTube channel, Trisha chose to safeguard Shane Dawson, who has been confronting huge reaction for a questionable video he made, including Willow Smith, the little girl of Jada. And well, anyway, Trisha let it all out and made a few serious allegations against Will Smith himself. Trisha guaranteed that Will had physically attacked a portion of her male artists. Without their assent, she didn't avoid communicating her resentment towards Jada, either calling her out for condemning Shane. While disregarding her own issues, Trisha stood up to Jada by expressing, "What about stress over your little girl being sleeping at 13 with her 20-year former sweetheart? What about stress over your lord, swindling spouse of Ruler, one of my male artists?" When they would have rather not normally, these charges started a ton of interest and conversation about Walt Smith's sexuality. While has ever openly tended to his sexual direction, reports about his sexuality have been coursing for a long, while Jada herself recognized the theory encompassing their relationship, expressing, "I've heard everything about our relationship, their marriage isn't genuine, he's gay, she's gay." They swing yet by the day's end individuals want to accept what they want to trust Jada. And Will's marriage has frequently been the subject of unfaithfulness bits of gossip, with some proposing that they have an open relationship anyway. They have neither affirmed nor denied these claims in interviews. Jada referenced that she has consistently given Will the opportunity to do anything he desires as long as he can reside with himself. She stressed that the two of them include their freedom inside the organization, and they trust each other to pursue the ideal decisions in light of the translations of her past assertion. Jada explained that their relationship isn't really an open one yet, rather a grown one. She featured the significance of trust and common comprehension in their organization, expressing, "Will and I both can do anything we desire since we trust each other to do, so this doesn't mean we have an open relationship. This implies we have a grown one. You will have a hard time believing the number of reports and charges that have been twirling around about Will Smith's own life and his sexuality. Trisha Paytas isn't the one in particular who has made claims about his sexual direction. Before her passing in 2016, entertainer Alexis Arquette took to Facebook to make a few stunning charges. She asserted that she had strolled in on Will Smith participating in sexual demonstrations with Hollywood director Benny Medina, and she even recommended that this was the purpose for Will's most memorable marriage, finishing off with separate yet. It doesn't stop there. Arquette likewise affirmed that in addition to the fact that Will is gay, his momentum wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, is a lesbian to these cases. Anyway, stay unsubstantiated. What adds one more layer of intricacy to the circumstance is the way that the actual Smiths have recently expressed that they recognize as polyamorous. This implies that they are available to taking part in connections, both sexual and profound, with others, while as yet keeping up with their own security. Adding to the theory, one more talk arose in 2020, this time from entertainer Tisha Campbell. She made a charming Instagram post highlighting a picture that read reality generally turns out in the end, regardless of how diligently anybody attempts to conceal it. While unclear in itself, she likewise wrote in a remark, "And you're correct, they will lie till the end. The genuine kicky as individuals will quit accepting them." This started suppositions and theories. However, many deciphered her promoted Will as an unpretentious punch at a supposed undertaking between Will Smith and her ex Dwayne Martin, who were known to be dearest companions anyway. Campbell later explained her expectations via virtual entertainment in a video. She expressed, "I don't do sub tweets. I don't do muddled. It's not your young lady. Sorry, don't maneuver me into no wreck. Still, that doesn't prevent the web from